You know,
What's going on, man?
I'm a little
It's Frank
disappointed.
Starfire.
Nice to meet you.
And, I'm a simple guy, and I live my life by really simple means, you know what I mean? And, I live by simple mottos and credos and phrases and everything because it works for me, you know what I mean? Lately, I've adopted a new
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Frank Starfire, and this here is the Just to Be Frank podcast. Thank you so much for joining me as ever. I appreciate you. What's going on with y'all? A lot to break down in the last few days. Shit, man. Now motherfuckers is finally coming out talking about, oh, the motherfucking coronavirus may be from a lab. Motherfucker, we already knew it was from a lab, you stupid fucks. Like, come on, man. We knew this. Y'all late to the game. Like we had no problem understanding that that's exactly where the shit came from, and any marginally intelligent individual pretty much came to the same conclusion last year when it first fucking happened. Like, this came from a lab. It makes no sense that it didn't. Any other way makes no fucking sense, man. So thanks for catching up, assholes. Either way. What else we got going on? The current numbskull in charge is overseas, whereas the former numbskull in charge is still running shit. I don't know how the fuck that happens, but it is what it is, man. Look, one thing y'all gonna discover about me, man, is I don't give a fuck who's in charge. Can't let them whoop my ass, so fuck them both. You know what I'm saying? It's not real. Fuck that. That's how I look at things. You know what I mean? So either way, but once again, it's the Just Be Frank podcast. I am, of course, your boy Frank Starfire. I'm gonna have a guest tonight. My homegirl Tawanna going to drop by. We're gonna kick it with her real quick. You know what I mean? She's a DJ. I went to junior high with her. That's how far back we go. You know what I'm saying? Southside Jamaica Queens all day, man. And oh, of course, I put this up on Facebook a couple days ago. In case you've been living under a rock, DMX passed, but the album that they put out for him, that his last body of work, phenomenal. J. Cole, his latest body of work, phenomenal. Lloyd Banks, The Course of the Inevitable, fire album, phenomenal. A plus, man. I'm proud of all of them. So shout out to all them cats, you know what I'm saying? And we definitely appreciate the music that they're giving us. It is amazing. So we appreciate that shit, man. And me, I like to talk about these things, you know what I mean? So you got a little bit of tidbit of information about me, you know what I'm saying? So as many of you now know, I've recently begun dating a young lady, and she has, number one, forbidden me from smoking cigarettes. So Frank Starfire had to quit smoking cigarettes, which admittedly a little difficult. And ironically, hey, guess what? Diarrhea is one of the side effects. Who knew? Yes, I'm sharing that with you. All of you. I'm telling you, because why the fuck not? I hide nothing from you people. This is me, man. But no, so yeah, so that's going on. And I don't know if you really can't tell from where I'm sitting, but the truth is, I used to be a much huskier fella. And I'm proud to say that I'm now currently down to my high school weight, 190 pounds. And so I'm very proud of that. So shout out to acknowledging them, you know what I mean, for putting me on the right track to that and shit. It's very helpful. And yeah, man. Listen, health is wealth, man. It's an interesting journey. It's not something that I have ever really been interested in until recently, for the most part. But I gotta say that I'm definitely proud of the progress I've made, and it is it's steady progress. So I mean, slow progress makes it sound like you're not getting anywhere. When you say steady progress, it alters the perception of the mindset so that you see it as a progression as opposed to stagnation. It's all about how you look at things. You know what I'm saying? Progression as opposed to stagnation, but that comes with the altered state of mind. you have to alter your state of mind. It can't come from chemicals or weed or anything else. It has to be you. You have to put forth the effort and you have to do the hard work. So give yourself the time to do that. If it's something you're looking into, just trying to be healthier. You know what I'm saying? Anybody saying you got to try and be Mr. Olympia? Shit, I'm not. I still drink my whiskey. I still smoke my weed. But ain't nothing wrong with trying to be a little bit healthier, you know, so please do that. I want to give a special shout out to my homegirl Adine, and also shout out her late fiance, my boy Mike. You know what I'm saying? I got to meet him a couple of times, and you know, for all intents and purposes, he was a good brother. So shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? I know Kylie and all of them. They, you know, his kids and everything. They miss him. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love. And you know, unfortunately, that's something that we've all kind of had to get accustomed to within this last year was loss. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody lost somebody. Shout out to my brother Vega, Dwayne, moms, and everybody. They just lost Uncle Lennox. So shout out to them. Uncle Lennox passed away, man. That shit hurt like a motherfucker. Cause you know, I mean, he was an ill dude, man. Uncle Lennox was an illy dude. He used to have some crazy stories, man, about his time living in Guyana and as a police chief and all that type shit, man. You know, he has some tales, man. For real, for real. So, you know, shout out to that guy because he'll be sorely missed. He was always one of my favorites, man. You know, like I said, unfortunately, that's something we had to get used to. Is loss, and it's never easy to get through. It's usually very, very difficult. But what I find is that good friends, good family, man, good lots of laughter, you know, that helps tremendously. So if you can find any of those, any combination of those three things, or then consider yourself blessed and just keep pushing, man. You know what I mean? Just, you know, enjoy it for whatever it's worth. Whatever it is, just enjoy it. But yeah, man, so shout out to them, shout out to Adine and Kylie and you know, lately I've been seeing a lot of a dynamic of a lot of different things, especially when it comes to like parents and children and everything. And now, as most of you know, I have no children that I know of. I don't have any kids that I know of. So I've got these ideas in my mind, and most of you will say, well, you ain't got no kids, what the fuck do you know? Hey, fair. But objectively speaking, I couldn't imagine, I can't fathom my kids doing anything that would make me not want to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? See, I guess I come from an idea that I don't expect anybody to just follow blindly behind anything that I'm doing or anything that I've done. I don't expect anybody to just follow, because I wouldn't do that. So, you know, I've seen recently very strange instances of parents sort of disowning their kids just because they don't follow the same path anymore. And to people like that, I say, you's a fucked up piece of shit, ain't you? You's a miserable motherfucker. Word up. You's a miserable motherfucker. Because if you can't bring yourself to love somebody, even if they don't necessarily agree with everything that you say, well, you ain't had no love in your heart anyway. You's a cold motherfucker. And you know what? The world probably be better off without you. I ain't no judge. You know what I mean? I ain't nobody to judge you. All I'm saying is shitty human beings like that, kind of a waste of space. But I'm an asshole, so what the fuck do I know? Anyway, this is Just to Be Frank podcast, you know what I'm saying? And that's your frankly speaking fucking segment for the night. I have my homegirl Tawanna roll in a few minutes, you know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, We just gonna kick it, man. You know, kind of bounce around a bit, and that's usually how it goes. I believe she had to brush her gums. It's a little later at night than I normally would film, but that's fine. You know, I still got weed, so I'm chilling. Still got whiskey, so I'm chilling. Got water, chilling. In the meantime, I can do this. Posted a video with my homegirl Tamika Anthony today, which was like 2 weeks after we actually recorded it. And so, you'll be hearing this about 2 weeks from when I recorded today. But I posted that up today being the 15th, June 15th. So I put that up today. So if you get a chance, make sure you check that out. Lots of great information in that. Lots of fun times. But, excuse me. I'm apparently tired. But either way, I'm going to take a pause for the cause. Right back with Tawanna Simpkins, ladies and gentlemen, on the Just to Be Frank podcast. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, as you see, I got my girl Tawanna Simpkins with me. What's going on, y'all? Make some noise for her, you know what I mean? You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? So, but we were just talking on camera. We was talking about Lloyd Banks' new album, and you haven't heard it yet. I gave it a listen, I had to support, and like we were saying, it's not as good as, it's not the same vein or the same style as Hunger for More, but it's definitely new and it's definitely dope. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't think you can top a classic album. It's almost impossible to top a classic album.
I don't know. I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna listen to the whole thing when I can sit down for a change. I have to support my bro.
I don't know why you don't ever take your time to just sit down and relax. You always doing too much, T.
I really am. You guys, I'm a mother first, and I don't know. I be having a lot going on. So for me to even sit down for the times that you see me sitting from time to time is like heavy for me to just sit still.
No, listen, I get that. This is why I'm still awake at this hour and still doing this. You know what I mean? Because I got to keep moving, and I need this podcast to be very successful. So the more content I film, the better. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
and that's crazy because we all come from like the same situations. Like, but we got our number one supporters. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Which is why anytime I can, if I'm in there, I'm sharing Cap shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll get on his show anytime he asks. Ebony, if she had anybody to ask, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need me for anything, I'm there, because where we come from, we're not always expected to succeed. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times we don't support one another because of, oh, he from this part of the hood, or he's like, all that dumb, stupid shit that I don't get.
One from the back, this one from the middle.
Right. Like, nah, man.
This from the south. Like, come on.
It get even deeper than that. Like, Jason Powell, he just put out a book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm proud of that dude. Like, I don't, like, a lot of people, they have this misconception I'm an atheist or something along those lines. I am not. I'm not an atheist.
You just believe in what you want to believe in.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean I don't support my brothers in anything they do. I don't care who you worship or how you do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to support you regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate that you're from the same place I'm from and you're doing amazing things. And I applaud that shit. I
can say one thing. You show me love when I be doing what I do.
Listen, that's what you do it at the most obscure hour. You be you be up at 3 a.m. just playing music like everybody else is asleep. Like, why are you awake? Because I am.
mean, I was up there like 9 and on Sunday. I know everybody was getting up. I tried it. I had a lot of people too.
You wanna
no, we can't do that right now.
Friends real quick?
I'm busy. No, I can't.
Mom, please, can you stay home?
I'm really busy. You're being a distraction.
Here, Mom. Say Jada.
Hello.
Yo.
How you doing? I'm busy right now, but I'm gonna get back to y'all in a minute, okay? I promise. All right. Gotta love the kids.
Mom is a 24/7 job now. Listen, we appreciate mothers here on this podcast. On this show, we appreciate mothers.
I just told you I'm a mother first. You see?
Yeah, man, listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. We got love for the mamas over here.
I'm supposed to. Those are my babies right there. He want me to meet his friends. I think it's dope because a lot of people. Go ahead. Make sure you pull the door closed. And we grew up like that. I don't know how many people did or didn't before I was able to go to anybody's house. My mom's.
Who there?
And in the house, that was one.
Who they parents? Who that is? You know what I'm saying? Now, I was weird. See, for me, it was weird. Like, my mom worked in the mall. She worked at OTB. So anybody who wanted to see my mom could just go see her. You know what I'm saying? She worked at OTB. Yeah. So that was like, you know, so I knew everybody in the mall, all the store owners and all that weird shit, you know, and that was just a weird, yeah, man.
I know your mom's worked at OTB. She probably was there with my aunt. Didn't even know.
Who's your aunt?
You wouldn't know my aunt name. My aunt name was Marie. She always had the short haircut, the blonde curls. Always had a short haircut.
And she
like me, and she got an attitude problem.
Okay. Sounds like somebody my mother would get along with. You
gotta leave her alone. I get you.
Sounds like somebody my mom would love. But no, you know, but that's the thing. Like, it's a small world, you know, and I'm thankful for that. I moved here and I didn't expect to find as many people up here as I have.
Especially.
Well, listen, yeah, like, I ain't gonna lie, you're the last person I thought would live up here. You know, I didn't think you'd ever leave New York.
I'm a true New Yorker, you know that. I'm a true New Yorker, but when we speak about growth and things like that, it's like when you outgrow certain places. I just felt like New York is really not for me, especially after I had my children. I wanted to bring somewhere where I'm not saying New York was horrible, because in all honesty, I'm glad I was book and street smart and still am. New York taught me a lot, but I just didn't feel like that was a place for my children at the time when I had them. Things was getting a little crazy out there, you know? Yeah. It wasn't like we was growing up, like these kids so stuck in their phones and computers and these games. We was outside playing tag in the buildings. You know, we know about double dutch and handball. These kids don't know nothing about none of that. Yeah. What happened to hopscotch and lemon on lime and hot peas and butter?
And shit. Playing Skelly.
Yo, you know, I'm like, you say, you threw the milk away. Like,
I was trying to explain to somebody the other day how double dutch worked, and they're looking at me like, what? And I'm like, yeah, they would take whatever Y, you know, usually an extension cord or whatever, and they'd just be like tap 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 tap, and you had to, like, it's a game of precision and skill, but it's also athleticism. So because you got to listen for you don't have to listen for the tap. You want to listen for the middle of the tap, because that's when you want to jump in. Like, you don't want to.
You know, I was in the ADDL. Y'all forgot I used to jump like professional double dutch. I used to be on.
This is what I'm saying. See, when I was a kid, I didn't know what that was. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was a kid, there was no double dutch leagues like that. I mean, there were, obviously, but you know, we didn't know about that because those things weren't told to us. Like, there was no ESPN coverage of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like
I was legit in 5th grade when I was on TV. I was on TV a lot of times. Like, I won a championship, my trophies, my medals, and my jackets. And then I was running track and field at Pelham Fritz. A lot of people don't know about that in the Bronx. I was into sports. I was into Bernice Johnson on the Avenue by Gertz Mall.
I told you, Bernice Johnson. I know them well. That's where my sister and my nieces went to dancing school.
Trust the process.
That's where I learned, basically. That's where Ashanti went to fucking dancing school.
Who?
Ashanti.
She went to Bernice Johnson too?
She went to Bernice Johnson, yes.
And we like the same age. I wonder if she was in there with me.
She probably was, you know, but she got friends. They were from like Long Island. So imagine the times they were coming, and you know what I'm saying, probably would have been a little different, you know. Yeah. But I think like even when I started like going out to Long Island, I noticed the difference. Like if you ever been to Elmont High School, you know, I remember going over to Elmont High School and just looking at them and looking at the school and being in there like, dang, I got lockers in your hallway. Holy shit. I thought that shit was only on TV. I didn't
know where our lockers was at.
In the fucking gym. We had no damn lockers. We had no fucking lockers.
That's where it used to go down in the locker room.
Man, listen, in them showers that didn't work.
Right. They just hanging for no reason.
They were just hanging there. Well, I mean, I imagine at one point, you know, everything in that school worked, but much like everything, they just let it go to hell because it cost too much to fix it or whatever.
I felt like I ain't gonna lie, when we was in 72, I felt like that was like a little prison. We had one long hallway to everything.
To everything. Yeah, because the way the school was shaped, like especially like when you got on that first floor, you came in the doors and you had the main office to your fucking left. You walked, there was like the auditorium, there was like the music rooms behind that, and the little classroom or music classrooms down the hallway there. But if you kept going down the hallway, it wasn't nothing but like administrative offices, the lunchroom, the gyms, and then the back staircases.
And it was over. You had to go upstairs. It was a wrap. Once you hit them stairs, you better be prepared.
Yeah, listen, depending on which staircase. Now I ain't gonna lie, as one of the nerds in that school at the time, I knew not to take the back staircase all the way down at the end of the hall. I knew not to take that staircase because I wasn't smoking pot and drinking 40s at the time. I wasn't.
You had to use. I think we was the same staircase, but I'm gonna leave that right there.
I also wasn't very popular with the ladies at the time, so I wasn't doing any of that shit either. So. I didn't know. Well, I remember Eric Williams one time, he stood up in class, and I think it was Miss Hamdani's class, and he was like, yeah, and all these girls in here, who would you fuck? And I'm sitting there like, dude, I don't know nothing about none of that. What? I don't know. Dude, I'm fucking 13. I don't know. I'm definitely not thinking about that right now. I don't know.
Yo, we used to have fun though. Like, I don't know what these kids find and fun. We had fun. I ain't gonna lie. 72 was those was my greatest years.
They were, man. And we didn't know it at the time. You know, we were just miserable kids. We thought we was being tortured in a prison-like environment.
We had fun though. Remember the riots?
Yes, I do. Very fondly, actually.
The riots were
So for some context, these were literal riots that happened in our junior high school. And it was like, for some reason, not only did we have riots, but we had wars with other junior high schools and high schools for some reason, which I never understood. Like, yo, why are these high schoolers up here fucking with us? Like, these motherfuckers look grown.
And remember, Freshman Friday, when we first went, I was not even playing on that day.
Let me tell you about Freshman Friday. So when I heard about it, first thing I did, I went to the outlet store in the mall and I bought a box of fucking box cutters. Right, I bought a packet of box cutters for like $2.50. Like there was like 3 or 4 of them, and I had all 4 of them shits in my book bag. Shakira Young and Gail Ann went through my bag and found them shits, and then told Mr. Leeson on me. Not discounting the fact that them bitches went through my bags. I never understood why the fuck they was going through my bag. You know what I'm saying? But all I hear, I'm sitting in class and all I hear is like, that sound like my shit. I turn around and these bitches is going through my shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is y'all doing? Yo, come on.
Sport. Remember we used to take everybody's strings?
Yes.
Yo, my book is so heavy. I think I can't even tell you how many strings I used to start tying the strings to the other strings because my loops ain't have enough space.
Listen, but that's what you had to do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know nothing about them strings on them jam sports, man. Now y'all can't even get them shits off. We used to have to fucking untie them and then melt them. You know what I'm saying? And if you was really nice with it, you knew how to get your pen in there to undo the melted and get the string off anyway before the motherfucker ever fucking noticed in class. You did it. You know what I'm saying? You had to be good at that shit.
You better turn your back in the wall while you waiting to go to the class because you.
Oh hell yeah!
I used to touch everybody, especially if you had the pretty ones.
Oh man! But now think about it. Something so simple and innocuous as some fucking JanSport strings on a bag was enough to keep us entertained. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like we became we used ingenuity to find ways to get them strings off your bag. Like, what the fuck? We were just kids, but that was fun.
Take you a little bit long. You take your little pencil, stick it in there, it unravel real quick. Let me get that. I'm sitting in class putting them on like, got them.
No, you're working it like, yeah. Motherfucker.
I wasn't bad. I was good. You wasn't really, you used to be only a cool, smooth time though. You wasn't really.
Well, you know what? I was dealing with a lot of shit at home, so I was not trying to rock the boat at school. I had enough problems. So my thing was I wanted to do just good enough to where I could pass my classes, but still not so great. I could still be kind of cool. Because, at that time, being stupid was cool. So so I had to play the balance in that. You was in SP. You was in the top fucking class. Like
yeah, it was bad. And I used to stay on the top of the dean's list. Me and Judy.
Yeah.
We used to be, she was like, you got 100 this semester again, you on the top. I used to always be number 1 on the top of the dean's list.
It was, and Judy and y'all was thugs. And you ain't know it, but
everybody tell me I was so bad, but I was so smart. They're like, how you was absent for a week and you come to school and get 100 on every test? I have to study.
All I did was read the book. What the fuck was y'all doing? Throwing them at people. Instead of throwing the books at people, maybe you should fucking crack the son bitch open and read it. Just saying.
But I was out of school for a week because I was getting suspended left and right. I hated being in that office. Oh my God.
Yeah, you damn sure did get suspended pretty frequently.
Miss Murphy and Mr. Leeson, I stayed in trouble.
Yo, Elvis was just mad. Elvis was mad that nobody liked Elvis. That's all it was. Mr. Leeson was just mad nobody liked Elvis. And then when Mika hit him in the eye with that cookie, yeah, Mika, we calling you out on that. We know it was you. We know it was you. Mika hit him in the eye with that cookie. That changed his whole perspective on shit. Like, he stopped being so nice after that. He was a little tight. He was a little angry.
Oh my. We have fun though. Like, it's just things that, like, when you're a kid and you grow up, you're in the hood too, like after school was a whole nother different ball game. And you got to remember, I came all the way from Far Rockaway to get to Southside to go to school.
Right, which at the time was unfathomable. Like, you literally came an hour out of your way to come to school. And we did. And I remember thinking like, yo, why does she do this? And I'll be honest, I remember thinking, why does this white girl do that? Like, what the fuck?
But you got to remember, Far Rockaway is like a third world country out there. So for me to come to Southside where all my family really live, it was like nothing for me. So I kind of had the best of both worlds. You know what I mean?
Right.
I went to school and dealt with my family in Southside, and I went home and dealt with my people in the hood and Far Rockaway too. So
yeah,
it was what it was. I have fun in both environments. I'm comfortable going anywhere. That's why I felt so comfortable coming out here. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna.
That was my thing too. Like I make it a point to go and to anywhere I go. I find comfort there. I went to California for my birthday a couple of years ago, and I tell a story all the time. And I wound up staying in Inglewood because it just felt like the most comfortable place to be. It was the hood. Like it reminded me of Queens. It didn't look like it, just had the same sort of vibe. I felt real at home there. So I'm walking around this neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, vibing with the people. People don't know me. I don't know them, but they're playing the same music I enjoy, and we bond off that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing I've discovered about just going places. You'll always find some form of commonality. You just have to search.
What color you wore? What color was you wearing?
Oh, I was wearing gray. Come on now, listen.
Motherfucker say you supposed to wear your regular skin. You don't know what to wear.
Yeah, well, luckily my normal colors are gray. I wear gray. That's my color. You know what I'm saying? It's my favorite color. You see, this is the favorite color right here. Gray, you know what I'm saying, with the splashes of red. You know what I'm saying? Funny shit, though. I'm sitting there, I'm staying at this hostel, and the reason I'm staying at the hostel because it looked like it was the most fun. So I'm in the back chilling, smoking with this blood dude and this Crip dude. There's a Latin King somewhere floating around, and I'm like, yo, this is amazing. I'm just sitting here smoking, chilling with these two dudes, and I said it, and exact response, oh man, come on, cuz it ain't all like you see up on TV, man. We don't be mashing on anybody like that. Everybody know who it is. And I'm like, this motherfucker just called me cuz number one, so I knew it was it was real. But I'm like, he's like, yo, cuz, it ain't nothing like you see. And I was like, you know what? Don't judge. You can't judge it based on what you see presented to you. Like it was nothing but peace. I ain't hear one gunshot the whole weekend. So I was there, you know.
That's dope.
It was a vibe.
And be comfortable. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people start being intimidated by people, places, and things. You can't do that. You be yourself and go wherever you want to go. You should. It should be like that. It's not like that everywhere, but you should be able to go wherever you want to go. That's why people understand how I could go on vacation by myself in any state and in any city. I could do that. I'm not uncomfortable.
No.
Like as long as you don't, people go other places and they want to have this hardcore look and you want to be staring at people and you can't do that. But
why are you grilling? You on vacation? Smile, motherfucker! Like, yo, here's the test on motherfuckers. Like, yo, have them eat some ice cream. If you can eat ice cream with a fucking grill face, you got problems. Like you should not be able to eat ice cream without a smile on your face. I don't give a fuck how hardcore you are. Like my man Vegas say, you could be from the illest fucking grimiest hood in the world. I bet you smile when you see your girl. Word up. Like there's always something that's going to take you out of that zone that motherfuckers be in where you just want to be the most hardcore thugonomic motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah, but this goes back to where we came from.
Yeah, but if you notice all the people, like most of the people that are flourishing and doing successful shit or doing things, they're doing creative shit. They're doing geek shit. You know what I'm saying? They're being writers and they're fucking making music and we're DJs and we're hosting podcasts and we're creating clothing lines.
Remember when we used to have the talent shows? Brian will play them damn drums.
Drums, man.
Now, like,
you know what I'm
he
saying?
fucking-
Hard body, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers was trumpeters and shit, man.
Yeah.
Like,
we used to dance at all the talent shows. Yo, hold up. Remember when we had the what you call it? I'm not gonna mention the name, but I felt bad for him at the time because he came out to sing last and everybody booed him. But they did that to me too, because they was like, and last but not least, when I came out with the fashion show, why I had to be last.
right.
And they named my outfit. All you hear is the people from Merrick and all of that. Like, boo. Oh, y'all just mad because y'all tried to jump me.
Right.
And y'all thought I was out here by myself. And shit went left. So y'all mad. But we used to have fun. It was what it was. Motherfuckers throwing tissue on the ceiling, letting it rain out.
But you know what's funny?
Beating on the table, Banks rapping. Remember
That's it.
that?
And you know what's funny? When people be like, they ask me, like, yo, was Banks rapping when you know? I'm like, yeah, but not that much. You know what I'm saying? Like he was
quiet.
He was so quiet. He would chill in the back. He'd sit in the classroom. He'd do his work. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't stupid. He'd do work. He was in my class, so he obviously was a smart motherfucker.
Wait, you played with us? Did you play with us?
No, because I wasn't good at it. While y'all were playing ball, I was sitting on the bench reading a book. Remember?
Oh my God. Yeah, we used to play ball and it was like whatever girl team went, and then Kendra, badass. She was like, we were like, what's the name gonna be? She gonna say Southside. Hold up, I'm on Far Rockaway. Wait, we gotta hold on, we gotta come to a mutual agreement right now.
Although Far Rock is technically Southside. By the smallest margin of technicalities, because it is at the southern point. You know what I'm saying? And it's built on an artificial reef of old trains. So I mean, you know, it's constantly sinking and shifting. It's a very strange place.
Yeah, it is. I was right at the front, Red Fern. I can't even. And then you got to think about it. When you start going deep into Rockaway down the beach, like the water turns a whole different color from when you start at the beginning. Like, you know what waters you don't want to step in. It is what it is, though. But yeah, we play and we had to play the boys. Oh my God, it was a whole fight after that because somebody said I had on the same shorts. And not rape. Here go not Arabia. You talk about my friend. It was a whole fight in the rain after school. Remember that big old fight?
Yes, like, that's what that was. That's what that was about. Man, listen.
It was crazy, but we still had fun. Nobody was scared to come to school or nothing because even though we had the younger people like us, we had the older people. When we came in 7th, they was already in 9th. So my cousins is like, that little light skin one, y'all better not even think about it. And you called me the white girl.
I did because I'm beige, obviously, the motherfucker. But you know, you were at that point. You were, and of course, I was an ignorant kid back then. So anybody that was light like that, they were white. I didn't understand pigmentation and how that worked exactly. You know what I'm saying at the time, because of course they didn't really teach that in school. They didn't teach us that shit. They taught us a whole bunch of other Pythagorean theorem and some dumb shit about Amerigo Vespucci and all this other crazy shit that I can't ever forget. But they didn't explain how melanin works.
Problems. Remember, we had Miss A coming to school. She talking about why her boyfriend left her after they was. Then you had Mr. B, the drunk teacher with his feet on the desk, fucking linked over and shit. Remember? Yo, it was so
I remember our principal was a pimp. Or he played one on TV. I'm not sure. But Mr. What was his name? Mr. Waters or Mr. Weather, whatever fuck that dude, whatever that dude's name was. I've seen that motherfucker walk down the hallway and straight some teachers pulling money out their bras and giving it to him. Like, yeah, what the fuck?
And y'all was so mean with Mr. Stowe. Y'all used to do that man dirty.
I didn't do nothing to Mr. Stowe. I never had his class. You know what I'm saying?
His breath used to.
I never took music because I knew I was not musically inclined. I never took music. I wound up taking the shit with Mr. Lagon, so I did photography and computers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was me and Miguel and a couple others, man, because I knew I wasn't very musically inclined. I remember taking the trumpet home one weekend and promptly got told, shut that shit the fuck up. Don't want to hear that shit. I took that shit right back. Like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to do this at home. So, no, I don't want to be.
Just because I had it don't mean I was playing it. I was doing my but I wasn't playing that shit.
And eventually I'd have wound up smoking weed out of that shit. That's what would have happened.
Turned it to a bowl.
That shit would have been a bong, like for real. That shit would have been a bong. And so my brothers would have turned it into a bong and I'd have followed right along with them. Like, yeah, that's what that would have been. It'd have been a trumpet bong. Count Basie.
Yeah, I can't do them days. I have so many like nostalgic moments when it comes to that. And I be missing all of y'all. Like, it's so crazy. I really do. Because if we could go back now and have a decent reunion, I don't know how good it's going to go, but
I mean, listen, the truth is
stupid gun violence and shit.
I think it would be great. I just think we'd have to do it. Look, the truth is, I think if we did that, I think it would work now, maybe not 10 years ago. You know, now might be a little bit, we're all, you know, in our late 30s or about to be 40.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if anybody still has beef at this point, you got to learn the else of that shit. You better let it go. And, you know, especially for cats like who ain't here, Donnell, Onay, you know what I'm saying? Toshiba, who just passed. Like, you know.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like, we come to school and, you know, you have, and I'm not being funny when I say this, but you have people like me that was able to leave out for lunch and come back with beef patties and Crown Fried, and you had the kids that had to eat the school lunch. I sympathize with a lot of things, but I did a lot of foul shit too, laughing. But you know, like some of that school lunch was good. I used to eat that pizza. I ain't gonna lie.
I didn't eat the pizza, but I damn sure rocked with the ravioli and fries. I fuck with that shit. I would never drink milk. I was that weird kid. I didn't drink milk. I didn't eat pizza because that shit looked gross to me. And then they always had that weird ass fish with the cheese on top of it. Like, who the fuck thought of that? Whose idea was that gross shit? Like, what the fuck was y'all thinking?
If you got up and get in that line, you getting laughed at. It was bad.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people went hungry. They did not get up again. Me, I was fat. I didn't give a shit. I was eating. Fuck y'all. Laugh all you want. I don't care. I'm poor.
Yo, go get me a tray. Like, I need 2 of these.
Fair enough. I gotta wait till after school so I can go see my mom's LTV, get a couple bucks, and go to the motherfucking burger spot in the mall real quick. You know what I mean? You know, that was the move, man. I remember I got my first kiss at some fucking, it was like a party they had at the fucking community center in Rochdale. And I was in there by myself, just chilling. My brother was like, yeah, go to that shit, go to the party. You never, and I was just chilling. I didn't know nothing. I didn't smoke no weed. I wasn't doing nothing cool at the time. I was just fucking.
I know what you talk about.
I was just a square motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But
that LB was like first hour all their music, and we used to have the circle. And
man. And then I was fortunate because my sister's boyfriend at the time, he was LB. You know what I'm saying? He's still LB to this motherfucking day. And that's why that stays on my fucking wall. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when Ty would be out there in front of Buttercutters buying motherfucking kids ice cream from Mr. Softy and shit and all that. So I ain't got nothing but love for that motherfucker. He's sorely missed. And one of them motherfuckers worked in OTB with my mom.
Everybody worked at OTB. God
Everybody worked at OTB, man. OTB was a place to be if you knew anything about betting horses and was trying to get some bread. And chances are, if you had if you was West Indian, your parents was in there at some point.
Hello.
Exactly. You know chances are, if you went to the mall, you went to what was the name of the restaurant? OB's. OB's is the restaurant. That's the name of the Jamaican restaurant that's in the mall down there by Key Food. It's called OB's Bakery. And then because they had the bakery spot, and then they had the food spot. You know what I'm saying? So oh my God, like
I was still eating there in like 2008.
They're still there. They're still there now. Yeah, and Delroy is still the cook. My boy Delroy is still the cook. Shout out to Delroy. Word up.
Wow, I ain't been there since my grandma's passed at 18, but I ain't go over there. I didn't even know they were still over there.
They was still there, but now I know, things have changed. Like here's the funny shit. This was before our time, but there used to be an ice skating rink in that mall. Yeah, and a movie theater. Yes. You see those stairs that led upstairs? If you went upstairs, there was an ice skating rink and there was a fucking movie theater up there. Yes, indeed. And they burned down and they never fixed it.
Oh, shit. See? Just like they fixed some showers in our school. They ain't had time.
No, of course not. Black kids don't need shit.
They don't need
textbooks that were read these textbooks that were printed in 1942. You'll be fine.
Turn that shower on, some brown shit gonna fall out of there. You be mad as hell. That nasty water.
You know what's funny? I don't think anybody ever did.
Remember when the kids was fighting the security guards? They all got fired.
That was one of those situations.
Remember the dark-skinned one with the boy?
Yeah.
He was the last survivor.
Yep. I know he passed away. Oh wow! Within the last 10 years, I know he's no longer with us. I forget his name, but I know Mr. Huntley is no longer with us.
Really?
Yeah, Mr. Huntley died a few years ago. He died, I think, after his wife got indicted. Because she was like a state assembly woman for Queens, and she was caught up in some corruption charges and shit, and she got indicted. I don't remember what happened to her exactly, but I know Mr. Huntley died. I know my brother passed recently. And I always think it's funny that they was daring kids to keep kids off drugs, and both potheads like a motherfucker. I always found that to be funny.
When you think back, it's just like we was lit. We was lit.
We were, but we didn't know how good we had it.
Outside, like that's what I'm saying with these kids. They don't even know what a handball look like. They don't even know.
Crazy to me. That's crazy. But there's no. Where's their handball court up here in Pennsylvania, in the mountains of PA? When the last time you seen a kid go outside and play?
Wow. If you see me, I mean, as far as the basketball go, I fuck with the kids on the court. I ain't gonna hold you though. I was out there this weekend. I just on my live. Yo, I was winded. Like, hold up.
Your knees started hurting for no reason. Like, yo, what the fuck?
It wasn't even knees. It was my neck because I was trying to watch kids. They were zipping and zooming on fast. I'm like, what the? Oh my God.
Hey, slow down. You slow down, you little man. Why are you moving so fast?
You know I'm about to be 40 years old. You don't, yo, bounce that ball a little bit slow. Right while my neck was hurting. I didn't even know where the ball was at. But
oh shit.
my son, they was like, your mom is gonna play with us? He was like, yeah. I'm all day. Like, I'm not going to that rim. That's one thing you gonna know about me. If you think I'm going to the rim, you got me fucked up. I'm shooting it all the way back here and I'm gonna make it. Facts.
Steph Curry with the shot, motherfucker. Look. You know what's funny though? Really enough, I can say at 38, I'll be 39 in August. I am in the best shape I've ever been in my life.
I'll be 39 in October. And we look good. You got a lot of people.
Listen now. But that's what I'm saying. Like I go to the gym, I take my vitamins, you know. I still like the same shit I liked when I was a kid and a teenager too, man. And I think that helps a lot. I still find enjoyment in those things. I still find enjoyment in discovering new things, you know. And I think that that's kind of one of the most important things is that we still keep that innocent concept of idea in that we still remember what it was like to be, you know, growing up, to be where we were from, and we still hold that as important to us. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these kids, they don't have that same connection to their youth, you know, that we had, and
right,
that life wasn't perfect. You know what I'm saying?
I want to get building too to help these kids like with recreational activities. They don't know how to play ping pong. They don't know how to shoot pool. They just don't know. Like it's so many young women and dudes that, you know, they got these TikTok dances and stuff like that. We wasn't TikToking. We was dancing in the building with the radio with the big D batteries in the back of it.
Boom box. Hold that.
Radio Raheem type
carrying
shit.
That shit.
On your shoulder.
On the shoulder. Heavy. Walking. Chucking. Like, yes.
I got
summertime. Baggy pants.
I used to blow my speakers. And then I used to have my little photographer with the Polaroid. You know how much that film used to cost?
Oh my God. As much as it is now, imagine. Shit.
Right. Hey. Now it's the phones. The phone's taking all the pictures. These kids don't even know how to use a regular camera. We used to be through the, what's them things called with the candy? The fundraisers where you get the little prizes. We used to have the little 110 cameras, the little neon colors. Yeah. They don't know nothing.
Yo, I miss book fairs. I miss book fairs so much. Oh my God, I miss book fairs. I miss fucking having like $3 and I can get like 5 books. Like what?
And a little keychain.
And a little keychain. Or a pencil or an eraser or something. Yeah. Something.
Go back to class with your shit. But then like me personally, kids that didn't have, like now out here, I don't know if you know, but when the kids don't have money for the book fair, the teachers give them like the school money. But I still think that's embarrassing in a sense. If you're going to do that, you might as well just, because, you know, but I would look, so I would see who didn't have money and I'd be like, yo, you could get a book. You know what I mean? My parents taught me
to share.
Just because I was mean. Only thing, I'm not sharing my food. I don't give a fuck with nobody.
No, you wouldn't share that.
But books and stuff.
Bread, but don't touch my fries.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not sharing my food. Nah, you can't get a piece of chicken out of this hot wing box. I'm sorry. I love you, but not that much.
Not that much. I don't like you that much. I don't love you enough to give you a piece of chicken, but I'll give you the money so you can go buy your own.
That too. Yeah, we used to go on trips. They used to be like, here comes Tawanna with her picnic basket. My mom used to have me with the basket with the grapes and the cherries, the sandwiches.
Oh no, but you shared your fruit though. You shared the fruit. You shared the fruit.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Now my sandwich, you ain't getting a piece of this right here.
Yo, my sister used to have to write on my fucking on my lunch for trips. If you touch this, I will fuck you up. This is for Frankie's trip. Don't touch his shit. Yeah, this is why I love my sister, man, because my sister always held me down and made sure I was straight, man. But I
Was
do.
you there? Was you there at the one fight when I'm really not gonna speak on names. I'm gonna leave it a little discreet, but I'll tell you a little bit later. But they tried to jump me, and I walked up this staircase right across from the cafeteria, and I woke up the right side because y'all was standing there. Don't mean I'm going to the left. And if you don't excuse me when I say it, I'm gonna bump you out my way. Motherfucker gonna tell me I'm gonna watch after school. I'm gonna roll you in the dumpster down Guy-Brewer Boulevard.
Oh,
Oh, you trying to hurt me? Hurt me?
oh.
All right, Mr. Leeson, I need to use the phone. I gotta make an important call to my mother. I called my sister. I say, yo, you better come up here. These bitches trying to jump me. Like, it's only one of me, and my people is not jumping in this fight because those was the Billy badasses. Yo, my sister came through the light on, what is that, 137, 134?
Yeah.
The car smacked into the car. They left my father's car in the middle of the intersection and walked to 72. All hell broke loose. You don't remember that fight? It was a
I
big
do not remember that one. Or I should say, I probably do remember it, but I actively avoided situations like that. Because at the time, I wasn't somebody that could handle that level of shit. So I did not. I avoided that type of shit at all costs.
Right, as you should. But it was just crazy because people really used to bother me. And then we think about the kids that get bullied now. Like, you got these kids commit suicide and stuff, and it's messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do certain things because you don't know what's going on in somebody's household. School could be their out. Going to school, you got your friends or
Right,
whatever.
right.
You know,
right.
and your friends show you more love than you get in your household. So when you bullying these kids, like, people gotta understand you can't do that.
You
People
can't
that
do that. And nowadays it's worse because of the social media. Because now, like, we get bullied. I got bullied and it was over within about a week. Now that shit is viral and millions of people see that shit. You know what I'm saying? And are laughing, or, you know, and we definitely grew up. We're growing up in very different times, man. Like, you've got kids. How do you keep that level of past with them? Because I know you do. You know what I'm saying? I know you keep that, the traditions of yesteryear, what you grew up with. I know you keep that in them, but how do you kind of balance that with what they're getting from nowadays?
Because people pulling these phones out instead of helping, they want to record it. We used to help each other. We helped each other. Everybody's pulling their phones out wanting to record it. You got somebody and they like, oh, look, his hand, this little 2 fingers still sticking up. Like, that's not something you record. You're supposed to help. Me personally, I'm not pulling my phone out to record no fights and do none of that stuff. It comes with levels of growth. Like, a lot of people are still stuck in that young mentality that everything is, oh, I'm gonna beat this person up. Oh, I'm gonna smack this person. Nah, you gotta chill. You got kids looking up to you. You're supposed to be a role model for these kids that's coming up and help them. That's why I'm really about to get this building and help these kids that don't have an out. You know what I mean? You don't know what these witness in their households. That's why when my son came in, he knows better. He should have said, excuse me, but he's so excited.
Yeah, no, man, he good. Listen, you know, look, he good. I'm family.
Like, and I'm not being funny. Like, I wish somebody would mess with my kids, and that's how my mother and father was with me.
Yeah.
When my mother and father used to come to the school, they used to laugh because, you know, my mom was NYPD. So they used to try to say, oh, Tawanna mother, security guard. Just to fuck with me. My mom ain't no security guard.
Right, no. No. But they didn't, you know, we didn't know. And I'm saying I'm including myself in this. We were still very ignorant to the way the world actually worked. We thought we knew. We didn't know shit. Not at that time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
and a lot of smokers back then. Like, you don't know what these kids that we grew up with witnessed in their households from and stuff like that. So I be feeling bad sometimes because the things I used to do was a little bit different. You stayed out the way, but
I mean, you know what it was? I hadn't yet found my tribe, and I hadn't yet discovered I hadn't discovered me yet. You know what I'm saying? I was still working under a different set of thought processes and ideologies. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I didn't really get a good chance to just change my attitude until I got to Jack. Like, I didn't really get to come into my own until I stopped having to just be with my nieces and nephews all the time, and I could just chill with my family, chill with my boys and shit. You know what I'm saying? And my sister looked out for me a lot. She let me stay with her a lot because it was safer there than it was in my home. So
That's dope, though.
You know what I'm saying? So my sister, listen, my sister can do, my sister's 50-some years old now, and I love her to death. And anybody trying anything with my sister, I will personally shoot them in the face. I don't give a fuck. Word up. And laugh gleefully while I bathe in their blood. You know what I'm saying? Word up. But I feel that way about all the people I consider my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a violent person, but for my family, I will eat people's liver and gladly bathe in the blood of it.
You yourself into situations for it too. And I know you're saying your sister, but I'm speaking in family in general.
Right.
There's a lot that could call me that I haven't spoken to in so long because they know how I am, who I am. But if I know you're not going to reciprocate that same love, you're on your own. Don't call me because I can't help you. Nope. I'm not risking my freedom. I got 3 babies. If you think I'm going to risk my freedom, you got me fucked up.
My freedom.
So you stick to who you know going to stick to you. I know you know that. I ain't got to tell you that.
I mean, but that's something these kids got to learn too. You know what I'm saying? That's something these kids got to learn. You stick to who sticks with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have this misconception that family is always going to be the most loyal to you. They're always going to have your best interest at heart. And more often than not, it's family that's going to fuck you in the ass, no Vaseline. So, you know what I'm saying? So,
there's going to be no Vaseline.
No Vaseline. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn how to disseminate who's right for you and who isn't. And that's something that I had to figure out for myself. And I finally did. And you know what? I can say that for the most part, I've led a pretty damn good life up to this point. And I said this to my girl earlier, like, I've done everything I wanted to do for the most part up to this point on my own terms, except be successful. So that's the only thing left that I had to do. So, because we were talking about like midlife crisis, I was like, I'm probably not going to have that because I've already done all the shit that I wanted to do up to this point, except be successful. So my only goal now is be successful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. And
that should be the process at this point anyway. We're not getting no younger. We're not spring chickens no more. You know what I mean?
We look like it, but we're not.
Don't think shit. I ain't even gonna go there, but yeah, that spring chicken shit went out the window a lot of years ago. I'm trying to tell you, don't let this look fool you, because oh my God, some days
knees hurt, damn it.
Why my elbow? Then I be having unexplained bruises. Like, I done bumped my arm on I don't know where.
Like, yo, did I walk into a wall? Like, what the fuck? If I get beat up, if I get abused in my sleep, and nobody tell me.
Came to get me last night or something.
I started thinking about things like sleep paralysis demons and shit.
Yeah,
Like, you know.
talk about that. When you trying to move, when you be stuck. Yo, we don't stop telling our age.
So I'm thankful. I ain't gonna lie. I know that's a real thing that happens. That does not happen to me, but I know that does happen to people. That shit freaks me the fuck out.
Start feeling crazy. Hold on, bro. Give me one. I'll be right back. Keep the conversation going. I'm coming.
Sure. I'm just gonna sit here and do my nefarious shit. Hope for the best, pray for the worst here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna NXT. You know what? Best thing going to wrestling right now is the Roman Reigns storyline. Let's see where that goes. Hopefully they find a way to keep it interesting. I'm firmly of the belief that they need to take Naomi off of fucking Raw and the doldrums she's in and actually give her a fucking push over there on SmackDown. Let her go after Rhea Ripley or who the fuck is the champion on SmackDown right now. What's her name, man? Chick with the hair, man. She's ill too. I don't know. Montez Ford wife. But Bianca Belair. There you go. Couldn't think of her name at the moment. But yeah, send her over there against Bianca Belair and let her join the head of the table and family and shit. You know what I mean? That'd be a dope. They need a lady in that faction. And bring Sasha Banks along just because. Why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? Or Tamina. She's part of the family, like shit, man. And Nia Jax, like, yo, that should be the fucking biggest, most dangerous stable in wrestling right now. Should be Roman Reigns with the Usos, Nia Jax, and Naomi. Like, and Tamina Snuka. Like, that's all family right there. And that's one of the most, that should be the most dangerous faction in wrestling right now. How the fuck are y'all not doing that?
Hold on,
Tawanna. I'm sitting here. Yeah, I'm still a wrestling fan somewhat. So I'm sitting here talking about.
Wait, about wrestling? Come on, what's up?
Well, I was talking about Roman Reigns and shit and how that's the best story arc in wrestling going right now. But they need to tweak it to where they need to take Naomi, who's married to Jimmy or Jay Uso, who's, you know, their cousin or whatever. They need to take her off this fucking Raw, get Nia Jax, get Tamina, and throw them all in that fucking faction with Roman Reigns and the Usos because they're all family. You know what I'm saying? Really make them the Samoan dynasty that they're supposed to be. And that should be the most feared faction in all of wrestling right now because Naomi's a fucking dope-ass female wrestler along with Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka. They could be unstoppable. Naomi could be the fucking women's champion and they could be the tag team champions, Tamina Snuka and Nia Jax. And then you got the Usos, they make them the tag team champions and then get fucking and keep Roman Reigns as the universal champion.
Are these people that's wrestling now?
Yes.
I didn't really watch wrestling.
Yes,
I ain't gonna look. Me and my sister, when I was in Virginia, right? We used to stay ordering the Royal Rumbles. Like, and people, they would look at us like, y'all watch wrestling? Yeah. What was his name? What you call it? The Hardy Brothers?
Oh, yeah, the Hardy Boys, Eddie Guerrero and all that.
Yeah. I don't know the new people. That's when China, then she passed away.
Ironically, I still have her Playboy issue.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I still have that shit. Yes. Yes.
I was heavy on the wrestling. Like, I would rush home from work.
It's different now because it's no longer the Attitude Era. It's definitely more PG, but there's a lot more women actually wrestling now as opposed to bra and panties matches and that type of dumb shit. There's actual real wrestling like how Glow used to be back in the days and all that. Like, and I remember watching Glow, which to y'all who don't know the viewers, that's the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Used to come on Channel 5 after WWF Superstars in the late 80s, early 90s. And that was like all the female wrestlers, but it was like, it was filmed. It was like pre-recorded. So everything happened. And like the season finale was when Tina Ferrari, who became Ivory in WWE. Oh, shit.
My bad.
It happens. And but she got her face burnt by the fucking what was it, the Hillbilly Sisters or some shit like that. I forget who it was.
Oh gosh, you gotta put me up. You gotta send me some links. You gotta send
Yeah,
me
this some old school shit. Like they shot fire in her face and she came back with a mask. And Tina Ferrari, she was my favorite wrestler at the time. Motherfuckers.
damn, how long is this? Yo, I'm
So
talking
this
about.
was, I want to say this was like 89, 90.
Oh, you're talking about back that way.
Yeah, man. This is this is like I said, this used to come on Saturday afternoon. So it would be like you Saturday morning cartoons, and then at noon, wrestling came on, and then WWF superstars would come on, and then Glow would come on, and then you'd get Knight Rider or Airwolf or A-Team and all that shit. And
Wait, what? Hold on. What happened to running home real quick to watch Thundercats and shit like that?
well, that was, listen, they stopped putting cartoons on in the afternoons after school because honestly, I don't really know the reason why they stopped making cartoons for but if you really think about it, look.
Or you stopped the class.
Well, think about it. When we was kids, there were maybe 7 to 10 fucking channels. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. And if you had the TV that you had to use damn pliers to turn the knob.
Oh, forget about it. You had 2 channels. You had 2. So
An Atari app.
right.
The one that you could watch.
So remember, Channel 11 had cartoons. That was the Disney afternoon. Channel 5 had cartoons in the afternoon. That was like Tiny Toon Adventures, Peter Pan and the Pirates, Batman the Animated Series, shit like that. And then
Animaniacs,
right. And then Animaniacs. And then because at the time, Disney owned Channel 11, and that's why they had the Disney afternoon. And then Disney wound up buying ABC 7. So Disney owns Channel 7. So that's why they took the Disney afternoon off of Channel 11 in New York and then put it back. And then all those Channel 5 cartoons that were owned by Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers bought Viacom or whatever, Channel 11, and they moved them over there. So that's why the first 2 seasons of Animaniacs, or the first season of Animaniacs, is on Channel 5, and then every season after that was on the WB.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And this morning you waking up. We didn't want to wake up for school, but we woke up to watch some cartoons, eating cereal.
5 o'clock in the morning, Sailor Moon came on. Sailor Moon came on at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yes, that's how I caught Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon would come on every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. Burn it up. I would wake up, watch Sailor Moon, eat some fucking cereal or Pop-Tart or some shit, watch Sailor Moon, and then get my ass ready for school, because 72 at the time was literally right outside my fucking building. I can look outside my living room or my bedroom and see the school, which, during the summer, real fucking bummer. So
that's crazy, because that's another thing. Like, a lot of people didn't know, like, my pops. Oh shit, my bad, bro. Hold on, let me fix it.
It happens when you're filming live, man. It happens.
I know. Nope, it's because I got this wrapped around my chair. But anyway, when I had to get up a little bit earlier than y'all, because I had to get on at 1:13.
Yep.
And a lot of these kids don't even know how to ride the bus. Like, I used to stand outside. They closed the schools down because it's a little inch of snow. I remember going to school with a snowsuit. I'm in junior high school. Got to take that over and let it hang up in the closet to dry. These kids, it's snowing.
And it didn't dry. It never dried.
It was just wet. It just melted the snow.
That was it. It was just wet. Didn't matter.
Then the buses used to go past me. I used to have to walk to make sure I got on the bus. But 9 times out of 10, I always had a ride. That was crazy. But the bus was crazy. But I used to have to get up way before all of y'all that lived.
Yeah.
You lived that. You know what I mean? And then I used to have to stand out there and wait and sit on that bus for a whole hour with my cassette player that, you gotta take it out, flip the tape over. Or
unless you could afford the one that did it automatically. And that shit was expensive, or you stole it.
I didn't have that. And then I had the sports one because, like I said, that one didn't get wet. So I used to
the yellow joint. The yellow joint that had the clamp.
You gotta put the pencil in it to wind the tape back up. Yo, these kids,
they don't know nothing about that. Get them a tape and be like, here, fix this. They gonna look at you like, where do I plug it in? Where's the USB port?
Putting the songs off the radio, you gotta stop it when the DJ come on.
Wait, right moment. And you could never record flex because he always fucking started a song and then send that shit mad far back. Never play the whole fucking shit. Although anybody right now who has any tapes of some old Funkmaster Flex mixes from back in the days, or like don't listen, those are a time capsule of history. You know what I'm saying? Like those tapes need to be preserved for real.
Way I'm a OCD hoarder. It's so
you gotta get those to the Smithsonian type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta get those to the Library of Congress type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a capsule of time and sound that you can't get back. You know what I'm saying? Like think about it. Think about the debut of All About the Benjamins. You know what I'm saying? Think about where you were the first time you heard Bip. You know what I'm saying? You heard it like that little fucking rip. What y'all want to do? Want to be ballers, shot callers, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. Think about where you was at the first time you heard this is a beat that I can free to and just drop the reel. Like the first time you heard, like, holy shit.
Yo, it was crazy.
I remember the first time, I remember exactly where I was the first time I heard down to the Jeeps, the Lex Coupes, the Beamers, and the Benz, to all of my ladies and my men. Like I remember I was in Rochester, I was in the apartment, and Diggs was playing that shit like nonstop, and then the video came on, and I was like, on the box. The video came on the box. Wait, most people don't remember when it was called the jukebox before it was just the box.
What was the one that we used to have to buy the song and then wait for our video?
That was the box. That was the box. Yeah, Video Music Box was Ralph McDaniel's joint, but the box was like a 900 number because there was no internet at the time. So you had to call a number and put the code into the song you wanted to play. And then you'd have to wait for that song to come on. And you'd sometimes wait hours.
It was like, you get 2 songs, that's it. I used to always play Patra, Queen of the Pack.
I remember when Hit Me Off came out, new editions of
oh my God.
When Hit Me Off came out, I saw that record, I saw that video on the box. I was like, and then I waited the next 2-3 hours till it came on again, just so I could watch that shit. Like, hit me. I was like, oh, new edition, got a new joint out. I was excited for that. You know what I'm saying? I remember
it was so crazy. Now we can go on like YouTube and stuff like that. And it's just like, we didn't have this as kids.
No, we didn't. Like I remember when Pac died, and I remember when Biggie died. And I remember being at my grandma's crib the night Pac got shot because we was watching it on the news. Like that shit was country. That shit was on the news across the country. Tupac got shot. And I remember thinking to myself, yeah, well, you know, he got the same thing Biggie says on that. I forget what song it is, but he's like, yo, I thought he was going, you know, get shot. You know, he's going to survive, make a couple records about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what I thought. He was going to pull out of it, make a new record about the whole situation, and then that was that. And then he died, and then Biggie got murdered. And I remember feeling at the time like just scared. Like I remember being scared. Like, yo, if Biggie, if Tupac and Biggie could get murdered, damn, I could get murdered. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I thought about it. Like, I was genuinely scared about that shit. And then you know, the Wu-Tang, like, you know, we had Wu-Tang forever. Thank God.
Ice Cream. When Ice Cream came out, yo, we used to sing these songs in school all day. I know the teachers used to get sick of us. It was nothing else. Like, we would be anywhere. All it took was one person to go, wait, I'm trying to remember how the music makes me high start.
Oh.
And one person started, it was everybody singing. Then we started doing a dance.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us nothing.
No.
Yo,
and it usually happened after lunch, you know what I'm saying, or after gym.
Yes. Soon as we hit and y'all fucking boys, y'all was some nasty motherfuckers.
Hey, yo, whoa, don't lump me in with them again. I was not one of the cool kids. I didn't know nothing about what nothing was going on.
Yeah, you know, I never knew till like 2 years ago that it was a little hole in the bathroom.
I didn't know about that, but I never partook because listen, I had one good eye and I was afraid somebody would actually catch me doing it and poke my eye out. So I was like, no.
I never knew that. Keisha put me on and told me that.
Well, shit, y'all girls weren't no better because that was the era when Little Kim came out and every girl wanted to dress like Little Kim. And we were okay with that because we were hormonal teenage boys.
Look, I'm acting like I don't see you.
Yeah. I see you. I see you.
I am too. We didn't know if we wanted to be Little Kim or Foxy. We had the Little Kims in the crew and the Foxy Browns in the crew.
And we as boys wanted the Little Kims because we always felt Little Kim was more of a slut.
Oh my! Don't let somebody start singing Onyx. It was over.
Oh, forget about it. That was please. And
up in the lunchroom, we jumping on each other's heads. I'm like, I'm about to back up right now because somebody.
That was our way of expressing that angst, that teenage angst that we had. I remember when Pac died. I remember Eric fucking crying. Like me and him was sitting there like, because I remember listening to the Pac's records in the house because they played it all the time. So it affected me. And that was like what got me and him cool was the fact that he and I both missed Tupac because, you know, as New Yorkers, we were, you know, he was some West Coast nigga, so we weren't supposed to like Pac, but we both loved Pac. So it was like, oh, yo, that was, you know what I'm saying? It was a thing and it was a bonding experience, but we were both very emotional about it. And I didn't recognize it at the time.
Right.
But that was something that really deeply affected us. You know what I'm saying? And had I been more cognizant of it then, I might have been able to capitalize upon that and just, you know, grow beyond but you know, that could have altered life in so many different ways. You never know. You know what I mean? And but I'm thankful that we had that moment. You know what I'm saying? So I you know, it's interesting, man. We did grow up in a very strange and weird time and place. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like the tail end of the civil rights movement, but also the very beginning of this next wave of it. You know what I mean? And the music was the fuel for it. You listen to the hip hop from that era. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it was bullshit, but then you had DMX. And then you had Cam and all of them, and you had the Locks, and you had Busta Rhymes, and all these different creative.
But then you got us women, if you remember, and I still got the video of the whole talent show. If you remember, this is how I knew people for so long with the mix, and they used to mix our music down, and we had a mix of Aaliyah,
Mm-hmm.
All Aaliyah music was always like dancing music, even though she had some of her slow stuff, but it was like the music.
Once you speed up the tempo, yeah. Aaliyah was, oh my God, man. Aaliyah was so special. And she was going to become even bigger because the movie, The Queen of the Damned was not a good movie. It was not a good movie.
I never watched that.
All right. I read the book and I've seen the movie.
Right.
Book is phenomenal. The movie sucked.
Okay.
She was good in it. She played, the role as best she could, being somebody who's never acted before. But in Romeo Must Die, that was my shit. And then think about that cast. Look at the cast in that movie. You had Aaliyah, you had DMX, you had Anthony Anderson, you had Tom Arnold.
What's the Chinese dude?
Yeah, Jet Li.
Jet Li.
You know what I'm saying?
That movie was dope.
Now look at the next movie they all made together. They made Cradle to the Grave. All the same people. The only person that was missing was Aaliyah because she had passed. But they had Gabrielle Union. But you know what I'm saying? Like that Aaliyah was supposed to be in that role. That would have been Aaliyah's role. And had they continued to make those cool ass little action movies and shit like that with them, I think they would have propelled them all further. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they were not great movies by any stretch of the imagination, but they were good enough. I love Cradle to the Grave. You know what I'm saying? Drag on whack ass fight scene with fucking Jet Li getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not really a movie head, but I like that movie too. I don't know. Rappers playing movies. Belly is my shit. Like
Belly is my shit. And I will always prefer bellies to bellies. I'll always prefer belly to Shatas, but I love Shatas. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But Belly, because that's how I got to meet DMX. And he sat there with us on 202nd and 203rd and Linden Boulevard and freestyle with us for like 2 hours while they set up that shot where he had to go down to the phone booth with him and Nas. You know what I'm saying? And he was just freestyling. Well, for DMX, he was spitting on his written shit, but he was freestyling. And,
DMX was, in my eyes, he was always different. And I know he went through his things this is what I was saying previously about you not knowing what people go through in their households.
Exactly.
And what he did was what people really didn't do for him. This is my perspective. Like everybody else gonna have a different outlook on what I'm saying right now. He gave back a certain type of way. He took care of other people before he took care of himself. And that's when he started going through his things. Mm-hmm. And he had people in his corner, but when he was crying out, a lot of them was not there for him.
Right.
That's crazy. And DMX, even when I first heard Slipping, I ain't gonna lie, I played that song so much. It was horrible. I know my parents.
I still have trouble listening to that record, and the convo on his Dark as Hell is Hot, and the prayer skit before that. Like I always say, I'm not a religious cat in any way, man, but the prayer skit is beautiful. I don't care what you worship, I don't care. You can be an atheist, you can find beauty in that. And then the convo it really is just footprints, but he made it in such a way, flipped it in such a way that it humanized it to the point where I could recognize that conversation and I've had it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's something that should always be remembered about Earl Simmons, is that he managed to bridge a gap between light and dark. He managed to bridge a gap between humanity, humans, us, and them. Like he was the connector of a lot of shit, man, and he will be missed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, recently you've gotten back into DJing, and I say back into DJing because most people don't know that is something you did, much like our brother Coach Cap. Like that's something that y'all grew up with. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, I did not know that about you.
Cap, I'm gonna tell you something about him. Like, he is he's just different. Like how you gotta know us to love us, because you would think we cocky or like, you know, or like bougie or, but we're not none of that.
No, none of that.
We just own people. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I first started doing this shit a little while ago, you know who I reached out to?
Yeah.
Him. And you know what he told me? Everything, to an extent, maybe 5% less of the things that I learned on my own.
Mm-hmm.
He told me a lot of shit. And you know what else he told me? Whenever you need me, call me. And I know for a fact he's not gonna say that to a lot of motherfuckers.
Well, he won't, because he said the same thing to me when it came to doing this. And so did Money Casket, and they both offered so much help just getting set up. Like I remember the first few episodes I filmed of this shit, girl. That shit is janky looking as fuck. My lighting is off.
I don't know how you can't like him. Like, I think it's because we light skinned. People think we got light syndrome.
Yeah, you know, it's beige folk. You know, it's a little different. But no, but that's something I appreciate and I respect. Like he offers his knowledge, you know what I'm saying? But it's up to you to take it. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
be able not to, because he's very, very professional, musically inclined with his work and his craft, and he perfects it. And he's been doing this the whole time. I remember when him and Jerron was rapping on the stage when we were performing in junior high school, and I never forget. I'm like, Monkey, you got the big ass boots on, sliding across the stage with his mic. He had his mic and he was doing what he was doing. I'm like, yo. I ain't gonna lie, I love my bro. He's so dope. Like, and you got people that you when I first started going live and mixing, right? People like, oh, and these people I grew up with, so it made me feel some type of way. Like, let me see a transition. If I'm saying I'm still learning, I don't care what my father's done. They expect me to know. First of all, my father got a fucking situation. I'm not no producer. I'm not no engineer. I'm DJing and I rap. Like, his shit, like, I don't even know half the knobs on the
right.
What is that? Like, if I touch it, is it gonna mess something up? So he's teaching me about syncing and cues and shit like that. And I'm like, okay. So I would hang up and I'll start fucking with it. And I'm like, that's that word. You know what I mean? But if you remember, I was on Hillside. We didn't even know we lived like 3 doors down at one point.
Right. But
so like with Cap is just so different. Like, he's so dope with his shit, and he don't give a fuck what nobody got to say or who praise him or nothing. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, you don't.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't, and that is what it is. Like,
and that's their problem.
My bad.
No, you good.
You still gonna get to your shit regardless, you know. But when you got people coming on my live talking about, let me see a transition. If I'm telling you I'm learning, each one teach one. Like, you feel I'm gonna start making more money than you. This is a hobby. I don't do this for no money. I do this because I got tired of hearing commercials do those, you know, things that I don't want to say. But if I'm listening to music, I don't want to hear no fucking commercials, and I'm not paying when I could do it myself.
Right. And
when I learned more, this is when I started getting gigs and shit, you know? I could never take that away from Cap. He helped me a lot within 2-3 phone calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen,
People
he's the one who got me to understand that I needed real, better equipment and just keep upgrading and keep progressing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and he lets me get on his platform. He's been a guest on mine a couple times, you know what I'm saying? And like if you go to my YouTube, like you can link right to his page from mine, you know what I'm saying? Because I want all, like I started this because I want to be able to just talk to my friends and just have a conversation, but also talk about the dope shit that they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
A lot can't do that because a lot of people not doing the things that we do. So they're not going to understand us when it comes to this type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's, when I discovered that I could rap, and I say it just like that, when I discovered that I could do it, I enjoyed it. I have one album in me. I have one album. It's written. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 more songs to write.
You ain't tell me this.
I got one album in me. And I'm glad I waited this long to put it out. I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna create it. I don't care. I don't care if it sells. I don't care about any of that. I just want to add something to the lexicon of hip hop. But
as long as you have fun doing what you're doing, it shouldn't matter what nobody else thinks.
Listen, and I know I hate it when I hear people say this shit because I know it grates on Cap. It's got to grate on anybody who does it. Oh, you still doing XYZ? The fuck you mean? Yeah, I'm still doing XYZ. Just because you gave up and you're a quitter. You know what I'm saying? You gave up on your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Why should I? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I might fucking work a 9 to 5. I do. But you know what? I also do this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? And I love doing this. As much as I love writing my books and creating things like that, I love doing this. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to be able to do it with more people and get it bigger. I want it to progress, but I also recognize that I have to put in work. There has to be work done. You know what I'm saying? This is hard work. This isn't something that's going to happen overnight. You know what I'm saying?
It gives you a peace of mind. It don't matter what nobody else think. You got, like, we up here right now, right? We conversing back and forth, and these are the type of discussions that even when I first started talking back to you, we had a great conversation about not really the same things that we're talking about now, but the conversation never went dead. You got some people that sit here and be like,
yeah,
they're not into the same things that we're into.
And
if you're comfortable in rapping and going on, your podcast and stuff like that, you continue to do that. And soon as I can promise you, soon as the people that was doubting you, see you elevate, they're gonna try to dick ride. That's not how it would be while come to me when I'm riding or floating,
right,
or flying,
right. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is, I'm like I said, we're pushing 40. I'm already at a point where I know who my friends are. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have the trappings of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I know exactly where my bread buttered. You know what I'm saying? On the left side, lightly toasted. You know what I'm saying?
I would have never thought. I ain't gonna lie. Like I know you and shit like that, and we crossed paths. But I would have never thought, even when we had our first conversation, like a little bit ago, I would have never thought it would come to this. And people be dropping the ball sometimes. Like I said, support is support. Each one teach one.
Man.
Everybody could show somebody something different than another person. And people are not supporters. But then they want to just ride your coattail when you get to a certain place. And that's fucked up. And it's very sad. And I don't like that.
Me neither. But those are the same people who want to cancel people. I think those are the same weak-minded people who want to cancel motherfuckers for their views and opinions. And I think a lot of the times, especially because we came up in a very different era, like you would say something you could say something about someone, but chances are you were going to see that someone, and you was going to have to either back up them words or eat them shits. You know what I'm saying? But either way, you were going to see that person. The internet has made it so very easy to just voice your opinion without the ramifications of it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes some of the shit people say, they need to get punched in their face for it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They do. And I think but there's a certain level of integrity that I think you also have to have when you're doing something like this. Like I know for a fact I'm not a perfect person. I've made mistakes in life. I've acted bad to people. You know what I'm saying? I've done some grimy shit in my past and all that. Well, we all have, but
that shit we all have.
Yeah, but I'd like to think that recognizing that and admitting to it can allow me the ability to have the ability to have these nuanced conversations. You know what I'm saying? I have the experience and I've grown from it. I've learned from it. And luckily I got the opportunity to grow and learn from it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get that opportunity because either the situation causes them undue harm and they can't, or they get canceled and they don't get a chance to learn from their mistake. You know what I'm saying? This
Imagine all
crazy
counted in our lives, and you have like maybe maybe two handfuls of people that are into the same things that we into. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you never expected it from me. Maybe you did, but maybe you didn't.
Well, like I said, I didn't know I didn't know you were musically inclined like that. I didn't know your dad was a producer and an engineer in that way. Because I don't be in everybody's business like that.
Right. No, but I never put it out there. You know, I could have been in school like, oh, this. No, I'm not on that time. I came like a regular person.
Right.
You know what I mean? I came like a regular human being. I did.
And that's the most important thing. Excuse me for 1 second.
No, you.
Oh. Woo.
He said, "Woo."
Listen, I said it earlier. My girl got me to give up smoking cigarettes. So one of the side effects of nicotine withdrawal apparently is it really causes you to get stuffy.
Whatever. You'll be fine.
I know. I'll be fine.
Look,
come on, chicken.
Here I go. I keep dropping you.
Yeah. You gotta get a tripod like this. I got a tripod.
No, I know you probably was like, her ass ain't coming up here.
Hey, no, listen, like I said, man, my door is always open. Anytime you want to talk, believe me, you
gave me that. And
listen, I'll record anytime between Tuesday and Thursday. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really have a set schedule for it. I do this because I love doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I know I can make a pot of coffee. I drank a Red Bull earlier. You know what I'm saying? I got my Scooby snacks. I got whiskey. I got water.
Scooby snacks. Are you mad?
But I gotta. I can't, because it's funny.
Just being ourselves, like, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if you came on my live the one time. I was in my bathroom, and I've been doing my own hair since we was in junior high school. So I was braided, a little afro up or whatever. People like, why you on live like that? If you can't see me while I'm braiding my hair, why you gotta see me like this? I'm not gonna always look like this. Like,
you know what?
People always negative to say. I can't deal with negative. Like, people Like, it's annoying.
I think about that Cardi B line. I think about something Cardi B said in the rhyme. She was like, I had no problem showing you the real me. Hair when it's fucked up, crib when it's filthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that. You know what I'm saying? I have so much love for Cardi B. And I
So
don't know
do
if
I.
I genuinely appreciate her spirit. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely appreciate her as a person, and I think the world is a better place with her in it. You know what I'm saying? People like
People have
you need
that
people like that.
a lot of people.
You need those people. You know what I'm saying? You need those wild cards, those people that say precisely what's on their mind without a filter, and there's no malice intended. It's just honesty. You need people
Right.
like that.
Even when she was already out and she got into that fight in the Bronx, and it was her own people that was that's what I'm talking about, pulling your phone out. People recording the fight with her and her sister. Like,
Listen,
why would you're supposed to try to diffuse the situation, but you're not.
I don't know the young lady's name who recorded the George Floyd murder. I don't know the young lady's name off the top of my head. I know she was a 17-year-old girl. I know that. But I also know that we'd have jumped Derek Chauvin. We'd have whooped his ass and gotten him off that kid. Like, we wouldn't have been recording. Fuck his gun, fuck his officer friend. We'd have jumped him. Like, no, you're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking about in that 90s era that we come from, in the area that we come from, that would not have happened simply because we'd have whooped his ass. Consequences be damned. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to shoot all of us.
I would probably do that now if I had the right squad behind me. That wouldn't have went down like that.
That would not have gone down. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a very large difference between how we grew up and the era we grew up, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that does correlate to a lot of our, especially in the generation we come from. Apparently, we're millennials. I don't know how that all works. I don't care. What I do know is we came up in an era where you could still go outside, walk to school. You know what I'm saying? The hustlers knew who you were because they knew your mama. You know what I'm saying? They told you to go to school. Take your ass to school. Get the fuck off the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know
but take your house
where
I'm myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, we all had to go up some kind of stairs, whether it was the project stairs, the condo stairs, or the house stairs. We all had to go.
Yeah, like, that's Miss little girl. I mean, let her rock, man. You good? That's Frank. That's little Susan. That's Frank, right? That's Frankie baby right there. Let him out. That's what they used to call me. That's little Susan. Because I looked just like my mom, and I was always up in OTB. So
and you go down. Oh, yo, I can't wait. I'm gonna holler at you when we come off this, because I'm gonna call my aunt and see. I know she know your mom's. I'm almost positive.
Listen, really enough, your aunt was probably at her funeral. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, but that's what I mean. Like, it's such a small world, man, and I'm thankful for the people that I'm still able to keep in contact with. I'm thankful to be able to do this. I'm thankful for you for being here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it is what it is. You know, you really didn't know, but I'm sure you know now. I'm gonna support my people.
Because, man, listen,
I'm going to be blessed regardless. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people need to look at it as. People like, oh, I don't got time to be sitting here talking to nobody. Like, maybe you need to sit down and indulge in an adult like conversation. A lot of people don't know how to communicate. That's why they don't.
Mm-hmm. Because they're conditioned to have a phone in their face or be on a computer for X amount of hours. And, you know, we've lost that person-to-person interaction. And yes. I think that's really disheartening and sad in a way, you know what I'm saying? Because when you lose that peer-to-peer conversation, you know what I mean, that peer-to-peer connection, you're missing out on half the fun of life, man. Like
That's a fact.
like
I don't even, honestly, I don't even like going outside anymore. Like I stay inside because it's like everybody outside, they get on my nerve because of I'm. I mean, people been getting on my nerve.
I was gonna say, like, how is that different from any other time?
Right, I know. Don't do that to me. But no, it's really worse now because now you got to worry about somebody on their phone texting, somebody gonna ram you in the back of your car with your kids in it, or somebody's just so angry because they going through something. If they're gonna take it out on you in the supermarket, yo, this lady rolled my feet over her shopping cart, and I look back at her, and it was an older lady. I didn't feel bad, but I'm looking at her like, you're not gonna apologize. She ain't say nothing. So I looked down the other way. I look back again. You still not gonna apologize? Pick your shopping cart up now. Don't play with me. I was trying to be nice, but
you know what? Manners ain't the same anymore. You know, there's a lot of that. There's just a big disconnect in the way we communicate, and I think that's a problem now. But hopefully, we could do more of this, get more conversations like this flowing, get people to remember where they come from a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And just
you know where we live, and I'm gonna leave that right there. So we're not definitely supposed to be in the state that we live in, and
I'm just saying, you know, but I think a lot of times people are still run by fear. Whatever that fear happens to be, it is, and it's.
I have this thought for my children. Like you can see, like I have kids, and she took the whole sneaker off of the back of my right foot. Like I had a whole bruise on my foot. Like you're not gonna.
A simple apology goes a long way, and you know, again, coming from where we come from in the era we grew up in, it would have been perfectly normal to just pop her in the head, like what the. You know what I'm saying, but you can't do that anymore. Like we live in a very different time now.
No, I'm not gonna do that because like I was raised different, but I was raised different. Like don't do that. Like you're not gonna apologize because I got my hair tied up and I got on a sweatsuit. You're not. What I'm supposed to walk around in a dress with some ugly ass shoes on? Like so you're being judgmental because I'm coming outside trying to get stuff for my kids and you roll my feet over. Like don't play with.
I'm done. I can't. I don't even what.
No, but don't. Even if I like naturally, I apologize. I'm sorry. And my mother and father always taught me to not always be sorry because you become a sorry motherfucker.
True.
Do certain things if you have to feel like you're gonna have to say sorry later because it makes you a sorry individual.
Very true.
So have to be mindful of your movements and your actions. You never know. I could have been having a bad day and you roll my foot over. I couldn't even be on this phone with you right now what I could have done to that person. You know what I mean? So, you know, you gotta choose your battles wisely. I'm just happy that we are where we are now. I'm able to talk to you. You're able to talk to me. We're not in no craziness or like, you know, you don't hear nobody banging on my door and stuff like that. And but how we grew up with that still into the streets. You gotta come out the streets. Once you've done it for so long, like, do you not get tired of facing the law? Like,
right.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna change the subject to that a little bit. I apologize if I'm
no, you good. Listen, free conversation here.
When do you stop intertwining with the Lord? Like, what's wrong with you? You want to keep standing in front of that judge? I don't got time. I'm not doing that. My record is on. I'm not explaining myself to nobody. I don't even explain myself to my parents. My father, yeah, I might have to, but I'm not gonna sit there and explain myself to nobody. I'm grown. But you learn and you know better. People like, oh, I grew up in a messed up household. My foundation wasn't like yours. You can't compare yourself to me. But as you grow older, you learn new behaviors. Well, you should anyway. And then you know better. Why are you still doing the same dumb shit that you was doing 10, 20 years ago?
Which boggles the mind entirely. And I look at people who are stagnant in that same mentality that they had 10, 15 years ago. And I'm like, how have you not? Like, I've evolved. You've seen me do it. Everybody around you, almost everybody around you is progressing and moving forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do you not? And that shit, it fucking drives me crazy because I sometimes you just want to fucking take people by the head and shake them like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? But you know,
and it's sad because then people are like, oh, you ignore me, you dubbing me. No, I just don't have time for your foolishness and your fuckery. Right. Like, I cannot be around you and subject myself to the shit that you're doing. Like,
at all.
I have other going on in my life that you could potentially sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not dealing with you. I'll deal with you from distance. I'll still be cordial, but you can't get that close to me to even bring that energy around me. People got to understand about energy too. Energy never lies. Energy does not lie. If I feel uncomfortable or a certain type of aura, I don't even want to talk to you over the phone.
At all. Like, I don't want to have, and sometimes I don't want that negative energy around my space and time and continuity. Like, I'm good. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? That's something I discovered when I left New York. And that's one of the reasons why I'm happy I left New York, because it was just too much, too much of an assault on my senses all the time. It was just way too much. And I didn't need it. I didn't need it at all. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's funny because I know you live not far from me. I know your parents don't live far from me. So at some point we'll get to do this once it actually does turn summer, because for right now, I think we're in what, like second spring here in PA. So we're in second spring. We passed third winter, so I think we're in second spring right now. So we'll have to do this live. But listen, I'm gonna let you go. We done did 2 hours, man. We're good. For real.
It's discussed enough for this time.
Oh yeah, but no, we'll definitely do this again. You know what I'm saying? If you like, we can do it again next week. Shit, we can have part 2 next week. I don't give a shit. Anytime, T. Right up.
It is. You know what I'm about to do?
Yep.
I'm about to go straight into this mode right here.
There it is.
You know what that means, right?
Yes, indeed. DJ T about to whoop y'all ass. This here been the Just to Be Frank podcast. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me. For Tawanna Simpkins, I'm your boy Frank Starfire. One DJ love, abracadabra. Peace.
Later. All right,
yes, girl. Later. Yo, man, that was fun as hell, man. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me. You know what I mean? As ever, of course, do me a favor, hit the like button. Of course, make sure you subscribe right there. Hit the bell to be notified when I drop new videos and everything, man. This here's Just to Be Frank podcast. I am, of course, your boy Frank Starfire. Once again, one love, abracadabra. Peace. I'm back. Figured I'd drop this little bit of tidbit of information for you. So as you all know, this is, a way for me to make some bread for my family and everything. In order to do that, I need a certain number of subscribers. Now I got 71 subscribers, so I want to thank y'all for being a part of my grand show and experiment here. I appreciate you, but I need 1,000. I need 1,000 subscribers. So that in mind, figure a way to get that. And one of the best ways I can think of is give people something for it. I mean, hold a contest. So that's what I'm going to do. So here's what I propose. You people have until November 14th, which happens to be my mom's birthday. If I can get 1,000 subscribers between now and November 14th, okay, a number of months now. If I can get 1,000 subscribers between now and November 14th, today's June 15th, so June 15th, November 14th. If I can get 1,000 subscribers, what I will do is host a special episode of the Just to Be Frank podcast, and I will allow 3 of my new subscribers to choose the 3 guests that I'll speak to for New Year's. All right, we'll start filming around 9 o'clock, so you get 9, 10, 11, and then we can just do an hour into the new year with the people. All right, but you all get to choose. So with that in mind, if you know anybody who that's making a positive impact in life, somebody who you look up to, who you admire, I want you to extol their virtues, and I want you to send them my way. All right, send me these great people, send me all these positive influencers, send me all these people that make you feel like they're somebody that people should know about if nobody's singing their praises. So I want you to sing their praises, and you can put it in the comments right down there below. Put them in the comments right there. You can put it in a video and tag me on Twitter or Instagram at FrankStarfire6. I'll be right there, I promise. Or Just to Be Frank669 on Instagram. You can tag me there. Or even if you don't want to do it so publicly, you can email me at frankstarfire696@gmail.com. All right. And just send them my way, man. And let me know these fantastically fabulous people that you've got out there that are making a positive impact in this world, that are trying to brighten somebody's day, whether it be, a poet, an actor, a singer, a dance, gynecologist. Okay, maybe not a gynecologist, that's fucking weird, but you get the point. Somebody that that's actively doing something good in their community, somebody who's really, really reaching for the stars, man. I want to extol their virtues. I want to put them out there and give them the recognition they deserve. And I want your help in doing that. So give me 2,000 subscribers by November 14th. And that's precisely what I will do. I will have 3 of those magnificent guests on for an hour-long conversation about anything they wish or choose, and we'll take it from there. All right. So again, anybody you want to put up to this challenge, tag them here in the comments or on any of the videos. Hit me on Twitter or Instagram at FrankStarfire6. Promise it'll be right there. Or Just to Be Frank669 on Instagram, which is the official page for the podcast itself. And that's it, man. Listen, the truth is, I need the subscribers, because the subscribers is how I get money, and I need money to feed my family. So it's a circle of life, man. So help me out. Let me help y'all out. And let's just keep this thing going, man. I appreciate y'all. Word up, man. I appreciate you. That's it. One love. Abracadabra. Word up. That's it.